Hi, this is Tony Harris Taylor with the Drastic Results with Tony Harris Taylor Show. And today's guest is one of my favorite clients, Ms. Day Smith of Simplicity by Day. Hey, Day, how are you?
Hi, Tony. I am wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing really, really well. I'm so glad you took the time to talk to me about your networking experience and how your networking has gone viral. So I'll let you introduce yourself. Tell everybody, who are you and what do you do?
Yes, thank you. I am Day Smith, the productivity consultant and digital organizer. I help small business owners to streamline their systems so they can be more present, more productive, and more profitable.
Wonderful. And how did the idea for your business come about?
Well, I started my business as a professional organizer, organizing pantries and homes. And after coaching with Tony, I discovered that my true passion and my true value to my clients comes in the form of digital organizing and productivity consulting. And so I found a way to leverage my professional organizing skills and processes to those who needed help with their digital assets and technology and their systems that were giving them a headache and making them feel all over the place. So I was able to bring some order there and helping them be organized, and found that that niche is who I wanted to serve.
I love that. And as a busy business owner with systems all over the place, you help me through your VIP day, help me to streamline my systems. And so we are both working together to help each other with our systems. So
Absolutely.
What made you start networking?
Well, I have always been an extrovert. I like meeting new people and learning about their lives and all that good stuff. But I felt like I wasn't meeting the right people in my business. And then I heard, I always saw networking as more of a social thing. I never really made the connection for business and intentional, strategic, conversations. And so when I heard Tony speak about sales and marketing through networking, it kind of just a light bulb went off for me. And I thought, well, perhaps this is how I can get in front of the people that I need to get in front of. And so networking then became like a business necessity and more intentional for me, because I realized that that's how I get in front of people. When you build those connections and you find common ground and how you can partner with people, that's really the essence of networking. And that is how I really started networking more.
Okay, very good. So when it comes to networking, people are either on the love end or on the hated end. And you've already said you're an extrovert, but does that mean that all extroverts love networking? So where are you on the scale?
Oh, so I was on the scale of I like meeting new people, but I felt like networking came across kind of pushy, like I have a goal. I want to sell you something. It didn't make me feel comfortable to want to network as a business owner, because I felt like I was be pushing my services on others. So that's what I thought maybe a couple years ago. But now I see networking as it's just connecting with people. You go in and you understand that you're learning about someone, and it can be social, but you guys are in a partnership to help one another out. And that makes networking look and feel differently now. It doesn't feel cheesy or fake or, disingenuous. It feels like, well, that's the way I approach it anyways. I'm going to learn from you. I'm going to help you. How can we help each other? And it feels like I'm building another community of people that I hadn't had in my life before through my business.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, that whole slimy, sleazy, salesy, some people, bad networkers have given networking a bad impression. But when you network with our community, it's all about service, helping other people to grow. And when we help other people to grow, then we grow. And I know you found that to be true, right?
Yes.
Absolutely. Okay. So virtual networking has become more popular since the pandemic. So what tips can you share to maximize virtual networking?
Well, I feel like whatever I'm going to say, if y'all follow Tony, you probably have already heard this, but it works. So always have your bio and your links ready to go. Make sure that you have the HTTPS colon // ready in front of your website so that it's a hot link, as Tony says. So when they click on it in the chat box, it takes them to the page. But just creating a bio, who you are, your tagline, how they can get in touch with you. Not too long, have that ready to go, because most virtual networking asks people to introduce themselves, or if you're going to be like chatting one off, you can pop that in there, have that ready to go. That's one tip. And then another tip is, I know since we're virtual, most of us want to do multiple things at once. You want to minimize the screen and go check your email. And it's hard not to. I struggle. And so I think that if you could just bring it back and just really try to focus in, give that person your undivided attention. Whoever's speaking, they prepared this for you. You may learn a thing or two. Like really, really try to just stay tuned to the virtual platform. That would be my two things.
I love that. I struggle with that too. I love virtual networking, but staying connected, staying focused, closing down other tabs, silencing the cell phone, all of those things are great tips to maximize your virtual networking. And listen, it's temporary. It lasts for 1 hour in most cases. Mm-hmm. And like you said, the speaker, and we're both speakers, so we appreciate having engagement and people paying attention, and so that we aren't distracted. And then, yes, that's how you and I met, right? You heard
exactly.
Me. You happened to be focused that day.
That's true.
And look at how it changed both of our lives.
A year later. Yes.
A year later. So pay attention. It just might change your life. All right. So you're a corpreneur. One of my other coaching clients came up with that, corpreneur, which means you are a corporate boss, literally. Yes, you're a corporate boss, plus you have your own business. So, and your corporate job is nothing to sneeze at. So entrepreneurship is hard. So why did you have to pursue becoming an entrepreneur?
That's a question I ask myself often, but I've always wanted to be an employer. I've always wanted to create something to give people opportunity for jobs, to build a life. And so that's the core of why I'm doing what I'm doing. But whenever I say I'm going to do something, I do it. Like I go all in. And so when I said I'm going to start this business, I meant it. And so I started 2.5 years ago, and I'm all in. No matter if I still have a job, no matter, because I'm raising little kids, I'm just gonna go for it. And I'm glad that I have, because I feel like I've been able to reach people in a way I wouldn't have if I was just working my corporate job and influencing people in my circles that I didn't even know I was influencing. And, there was in 2020 when Kobe Bryant passed away, I remember one of the things that he said, he talked about the mama mentality and how you never know when your last day is. You just have to go for it and give it 100%. And that really motivated me, because I was kind of like tethering the line, like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to work, I'm going to do that. But that gave me permission to say, you know what, I'm going to try and I'm going to do it, and I'm going to give it my all no matter what. And that's been driving me when it gets challenging, when I'm like running around crazy, balancing everything. I remember that. And I remember that I have people watching me, and I have shoulders that I'm standing on, and I have, goals that I want to achieve. So I'm going to keep going.
I love it. I love that. Very good. And you do. I started the conversation. I love all my clients. I'm like the mama. I love all my kids. But there's certain kids that do exactly what mama says do, and there's a little extra fondness for them. And that's you. You will
Yeah.
try anything once that I tell you to do. You'll be like, okay, whatever you say, and you try it, and then, oh my gosh, Tony, this is what happened. And
Yes.
I'm so proud that, you got one of your top highest paid clients through networking. You want to tell that story?
Yes. So a year ago, Tony connected me with the group and I spoke for them. And I just clicked with the program director and networked with her, stayed in touch with her, and our businesses complemented each other. So really we were, again, networking to support one another. She found an opportunity to refer me to her client. So that immediately eliminated, that immediately connected the trust factor, because now her client is like, oh, you want me to go today for organizing? And she came straight to me, a wonderful client. And I was in the process of raising my rates and fine tuning my value. And I was able to do that. And this client was on board. And so I started the year off with my highest paid client in my entire business history. Not to mention, I was already booked and busy with other clients that have come from Tony and networking, but that was just a cherry on top. So, yeah.
I just love hearing that story because it took, 6 months, 8 months for something to come out of that relationship. Not that
Yeah.
you were intending for something,
Oh,
but it takes time, you guys. It is not immediate gratification with networking. But when there's a real connection, people find a way to refer you. They find a way to collaborate with you. And
yeah.
that's the beauty of the networking. So tell me, Day, about a time that you didn't want to show up, you pushed ahead, and you're glad you did.
Oh man. Okay. Um, I wasn't going to join let's see, one of the network across the nations, because they come every month and I'm thinking I'll catch the next one. I think it was 2 visits ago. And I got on that call and I was using my methods with Tony, popping in the chat. I was engaged. And I remember having I had hit a lull in my one-to-ones. Honestly, I was like trying to catch up. And it just I got on there and it reignited my one-to-ones. And so I remember I was getting my acuity schedule for how many visits I have for the week. And it was like 0, 1, 0, 1. And then after that network across the nation, it was like 6, 7, 8. Like I had all these appointments throughout the week and I'm, filling them in and so much has came from that. I've joined a whole nother networking group. I've brought on some partners, through that, just being exposed to people in the right market that I want to be in, all these coaches and consultants. I got on some podcasts because of that. So, it was like such a wealth of people on that call. And I'm so glad I got on because, I was just like, I'm going to catch the next one. I hadn't been on in a while. And everyone on that call said that they had a great, turnaround from just engaging with people. So you just never know who you're going to meet.
You never know who you're going to meet. And so for those of you watching, Network with the Nation is part of NIA's events. And so we bring in all NIA members across the country are invited to come to a Zoom call where they go into breakouts and it's fast paced, but you meet some incredible people. And, NIA is not the cheapest networking and we make no apologies for that. But the people that are there are serious because they're invested. And that's where I'm glad to hear that. That's a great story. So tell me, what are some of your challenges with networking?
Well, because I'm a corpreneur and a mom of young kids, and I know everyone is busy, but I feel like I always am struggling to find time to network. So I felt like I was being pulled in many directions when I'm signing up to network and I'm preparing here and taking time away from something else. So that is for sure my biggest challenge with networking. Is balancing how many events I go to, how many virtuals I'm on. So that is a challenge. But what I've done, because I'm like solution oriented in 2022, I set boundaries. I commit to a couple nights a week that I'm going to network. Well, one can be virtual, one can be in person. But what that does for me is it makes me value which ones I choose. And if I'm going to be there, I'm going to be there. Like I'm going to show up. I'm going to be present. I'm going to make the most of it. I'm going to connect with people in the chat. I'm about to go all in because I know that I only have 2 a week. So I got to make the most of it. So, yeah.
Awesome. Wonderful. Okay. So tell me, but you've given me some great success stories, but tell me about a time when networking made a big difference in your business. And it might be that time with Christian. I'm not sure. But
I mean, that was definitely a big business, but I would speak more holistically. I remember at our viral networking conference, I was sponsoring, you had me create a mind map. And my mind map, it's like starts here, Daytona, and then it stems out with all these circles. And she asked me to create it, and here I am writing it out. I didn't even realize how many circles and lines came from that one circle of Tony and I. And, I feel like I'm a pretty social person. I got a lot of friends and stuff and associates. But man, what the network has done for my business and how it blossomed. I mean, that mind map had 10, 12 lines.
Well, I'm going to show it right now.
And this has grown even more. Like, I don't even think, but between me and presenting it had already grown in a month. And now between November to now, that probably has doubled. So to me, it's just a testament of networking and being connected to the right people. Because of course, you could be connected to people and they could burn you and you are like, I don't want to, be involved there. But that's not the case with Tony. That's not the case with most of the people, anyone really that she's connected me with, realtors, crowd coaching, different associations. I've just been running in the circles with good people, good business owners that I've learned a lot from. And it kind of solidified me as a business owner. Like this is an asset that I have now as a business owner. I have all these connections. So if any of my clients need anything, I can find it for them from people that I know and trust. If any of my family and their members need anything, it's right here. So this is like another asset that I have for my business, is the fact that I am so well connected in this space, internationally, nationally, in Houston, you name it.
That is insane. What you just said is golden. I could drop the mic right now. Because if more people could get this, when you are networking, you are building an asset. My coach recently told me, Tony, your network really is your net worth. Because people throw that around. He's like, your network really is your net worth.
It is.
And when you figure out that networking isn't just about you, it's about meeting somebody you might be able to introduce to your client. And then your client's like, now I get texts all the time from people who say, who do you know? And I prove myself to be a resource, a connector of people, and people know to come to me, which I can't leave Tony because she know everybody. Which is why Day has signed up for multiple sessions of coaching.
Yes.
And, here's the thing. Sometimes you have to invest in relationships. It costs you money. And I have paid money just to be in the same space with people because I knew it was going to take my business next level. So, yay, thanks for bringing that up. And I'm glad I had it right there handy.
Yeah, you on it. You organized, Tony. Who helped you to get organized? I'm just joking.
Exactly. My girl helped me to get organized. So let's talk about social media. Social media is a form of networking. How has social media helped you to grow your business?
Well, I'm a millennial, so I'm a huge fan of social media. It's kind of a hobby of mine. So when I started my business, I thought that was a perfect avenue to kind of socialize myself as a business owner, and I feel like I have initially chose the social platforms that I'm comfortable with, the Facebook, the Instagram, because that's what I'm on. But what I've realized is that there are other platforms that fit more of my target market, like the LinkedIn, the YouTube. And even the Pinterest, if that's, what I'm focusing on. So social media, really, you have to look at it as what's going to get you in front of your target market and create a strategy to where you're messaging the right way and you have everything in place so that when you do meet that person, they know exactly what you're doing and who you are and what you're offering. So being a business owner has made social media more strategic for sure versus social.
Mm-hmm.
But I have used it to just leverage brand awareness. And like I say, socialize that I'm just not Dave Smith, this and that.
Right.
I'm actually a productivity expert. And so I'm able to make that connection across all platforms, or I try to at least.
And we have not mentioned that you're the author of 2 books.
Oh, yay. Yes, I am. I am. So my book sales came from social media, and promoting everything came from really social media. But yeah, definitely has helped me with that as well.
Wonderful. So what mistakes have you seen entrepreneurs make when it comes to networking? And what's your best networking tip?
Mistakes, not doing it. Being afraid to do it, what is it? Doubting yourself or just thinking that it's not important. That's
Mm-hmm.
that's the biggest mistake, not doing it, not showing up.
Mm-hmm.
So the tip would be to just show up, just put yourself together virtually or in person. Bring a friend if you need to. If you don't feel comfortable going by yourself, just bring a friend. But the mistake would be not doing it. So the tip would be push yourself to do it. If you expect different things, you have to do things differently. So.
Absolutely. And I love the bring a friend tip, right? Now, don't bring the introvert friend like you, right? Bring that extrovert friend who's going to push you out of your comfort zone. And,
Mm-hmm.
do you remember the time that 5 or 6 of us went to one event and we said, who do you want to meet? Who do you want to meet? Who do you want to meet? And
Yes,
we
that was
started
so much fun.
networking for each other. Then it
Yes.
became about searching the room. It was a large room. So searching the
Yeah.
room, who can we introduce each other to? Wasn't that fun?
Yeah, and I got a client out of that
So
meeting.
did Val. So did
Not
Val.
immediately either. It was kind of like I got a speaking opportunity, another partner, and a client. It came from that. So yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So take a friend with you. So in your mind, you just said your tip is to go, but what does it mean to show up?
To show up to me means being present, not being distracted,
Mm-hmm.
and be willing to learn something, be
Mm-hmm.
open-minded because not there to sell, but just show up to like learn and just be able to have someone pour into you.
Absolutely. And an additional tip for the audience is, besides turn the camera on, which I just cannot
Oh
believe how
yes.
many people still come to events and don't turn the camera on, but always raise your hand. Always make a
Mhm.
comment, ask a question, say who you are. And the other tip is to be branded. You see how Day is branded? She don't have her junky room, which she don't have junky rooms because she's an organizer. But people have their whole junky room in the background. It's like clean that mess up and put a
People like me
virtual
are
background.
looking,
Yeah,
and I may slide in
exactly.
your chat and say,
Exactly.
"Hey."
And then keep the cat off your desk. That's a whole nother, that's oof.
So
Keep
I
the
have
cat,
kids wandering, so I can't talk about nobody with
right?
cats.
Miss
They talk
Nova
about me.
wants to be in the camera.
Oh, yes,
So, what
yes.
is your best strategy for following up?
I have I use my iPad. I'm a digital organizer. So every time that I'm on calls, I make a note for the event. I have an NIA file. And I just jot down people's names, and asterisk them. That's something that I do when I want to follow up. But another easy way is to, while you're in the meeting, send that private chat and set an appointment. And that way they're on your calendar. There's no need to follow up. That appointment is set, or they've gotten on your calendar. And if you're like me, you got all their information, you got their email, you got everything, so that that appointment is set. But if you don't do that and you save the chat, what you can do is set a reminder for yourself. I have every Thursday, I kind of go through my administrative tasks and I go through an email or go through a follow-up on the weekly event. So just kind of set a system to follow up. Don't just have the chat sitting there saved when you don't follow up. That's what I would say to do.
Awesome. Very good. So you've already described it. The question is, describe how your networking has gone viral. We've already shown a visual of it. But is there anything more you want to add to that?
When I looked up the word viral and I was doing research for our conference, it said viral. When you go viral, it means that people are talking about you in rooms that you are not in. And so, yeah. And so I thought about that. Going viral to me is having people be advocates for you, right? They've witnessed what you do. They've witnessed your skill set or your personality or the value you bring. And now they're spreading the word for you, they're being salespeople for you. And so that's what I've experienced through networking, because that's what referrals come from. That's how I've gotten clients. I'm not in that meeting. I'm not in that room. I'm not in that chat, but someone can connect me to them. I'm not viral because they're connecting me to someone in a room that I'm not in. So that's what viral is to me.
Yay. All right. So what's your favorite quote around networking or connecting?
Okay. So one of my all-time favorite authors, speakers, activists, women in general, a drastic woman, a survivor, is Maya Angelou. And her quote is, people may not remember what you said, people may not remember what you do, but they always remember how you made them feel. And I am always trying to leave people better, having met me or talked with me, than when I leave, than when I met them. So when I'm connecting with people, when I'm networking with them, I want them to feel differently. I want them to either feel like she can help me, or I can do this, or if she's doing it, I can do it. Whatever that positive feeling, that hopeful feeling that comes, I want people to feel that in connection with me. So networking is no different. I try to bring that as well.
Absolutely. And what final thoughts would you give any entrepreneur who is hesitant to network?
Perhaps networking feels incongruent to how you see yourself, whether you're introvert or you don't want to come off as salesy, or you just don't know how to do it. Find a way to make it more fit who you are. I'm a connector. I like meeting people. So just see it as that. Try to find a way to change your mindset on how you see networking so that it fits who you are, and you will be motivated to do it more, and it'll work for you because now you're showing up as yourself.
I love it. Yay. And I don't have to ask for your contact information because your coach taught you to be branded. Yay.
Right there. Yay.
Awesome. Well, Day, that was amazing. Your energy around networking and how it has changed the game for your business totally shows. And I'm just proud of you. Thank you for being
Tony.
a wonderful, wonderful client.
Thank you for being an amazing coach. I am so grateful for all these platforms you exposed me to and all the knowledge I've gained from being your client. So right there. I appreciate you so much.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Day, and everybody watching. We appreciate you. And remember, take a drastic step today for a fantastic tomorrow. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.